full consciousness, to explain what it is, I will first explain what it is not. So in full consciousness, there are no inner limitations. There are no inner conversations. There are no inner conflicts. There is no inner confusion. There are no inner doubts. There are no inner worries. There are no psychological pains. There is no anger as such. There are no limitations within your own awareness and seeing. So this is what the full consciousness is. When you remove all of those diseases of the mind, diseases of disharmonies inside you, the conditionings, everything becomes open, harmonious, clear. There is a certain brightness which is already shining through your eyes and around your eyes. You can see the brightness, the light around your eyes. Your eyes are like little light bulbs. But the problem is that your eyes are more like a lighthouses. So your eyes and your inner eye, your third eye, are like the lighthouse, the inner lighthouse. And this inner lighthouse is what we generally call focus, concentration, attention. The inner lighthouse. Yes? Everybody understands? So you direct this light to a specific place, and that's what you perceive. And you choose to see only that portion of reality, only that slice of the whole thing. So the full consciousness, it's omnidirectional. It's not a lighthouse. It's more like omnidirectional light, shining everywhere already. It doesn't need any external focus. It doesn't need any internal focus, which we generally call meditation of various kinds. Full consciousness is not external, neither internal. It is boundless. It is boundlessly open. You see, external focus is a lighthouse focused externally. The internal focus is a lighthouse focused internally. One way or another, you have to release that tension, that limitation. So full consciousness is very powerful. I think we have a balcony open. Can we close that? And it's very soft as well. It is beyond strength or softness, because that is energy, a specific energy, strength or softness, one way or another way. Full consciousness is beyond the energies of any kind. The closest description we could say is its brightness, lightness. In Buddhism they would call it emptiness. But this emptiness is not empty as such. It is not a vacuum of non-existence. This emptiness is bright. It is conscious. So we could say conscious emptiness. Emptiness meaning that there is no attachment, that there is no desire, that there is no ignorance, there is no bondage, no limitation, no condition, no wheels of cycles or wheels of karma or existence. So this conscious emptiness is the source of being. And within the conscious emptiness, we experience this universe, this reality, or your reality, which is even smaller. Generally, humanity does not experience the reality of the universe. Humanity is experiencing the reality of their own illusionary world, which they carry on their heads. The cloud of conditioning surrounding their hearts and their minds. So within this conscious emptiness, there appears to be this universe. And this universe is a specific way that things are working in this specific place. So these are called the universal laws. And there are the ways of energy, the way things work. There are the laws of love and harmony and peace, and as well as destruction and completion, harmonization and crudification and ascension and descension. There are many, many laws and many ways which are specifically to this universe. And the universe means universe, one song, one sound. That sound is Om. And the AUM means the creation, the sustenance and destruction, the cycles of existence. So within the conscious emptiness or conscious brightness, it appears to be the universe over here in which everybody is experiencing, interacting and co-creating. By the way, you are co-creator of every now. On a lower level of consciousness, you mean a co-creative victim of the now. And that is what is called trauma, anxiety, a co-creative victimhood, a co-creative distortion, it's more like self-created distortion. On the higher levels of consciousness, you start to remember the unity and oneness and interconnectedness of the now. On the higher levels of consciousness, you experience the deep beingness and presence. Going higher and higher, there is more brightness, more bliss. And in that brightness and bliss, you experience all kinds of variations of all kinds of other energies. So you may call them peace, you may call them happiness, you may call love as well, which is a universal principle. Many other kinds of feelings are experienced, which are, we could say, fragrances of the source itself, or that self, or self-self. So you should realize that essentially it is not about qualities, it is not about fixing particular situation, because that is just a momentarily, a temporarily occurrence. So it's not about fixing a particular situation and saying, I will dedicate some time for myself when my life will be better. There is already a big irony in that sentence, that you will dedicate more time to yourself when your life will be, better, and he will let you do that. So it means there is already victimization and not realizing that you have to become better first for the life to be better around you. So you see, many things are confused in this reality of humankind. Many things are upside down. We're living in an upside down world where things which are real, they seem to be unreal. And when things are completely abnormal in the whole universe, they seem to be very normal over here.
Let me tell you, living in the clouds, come back to reality.
Yes. Yes, while the clouds or the sky is the reality, and the so-called normal is a pre-programmed, automated, completely conditioned and brainwashed way of living. So there are two aspects, we could say, for your self-realization. One is to realize your true nature as the empty consciousness, as the boundless now. It's not somewhere else, it's only here. When I mean empty consciousness, everybody's like, where is it? I need more time to understand it. It's here, right here. It's not by understanding you will realize it. It's not by looking, searching that you will realize it. Don't use your inner lighthouse to find what is here, because that's external, internal projection. To find what is here already, you have to let go of contractions, let go of tensions, let go of the resistances, let go of the mental stamina. This is a new term, by the way, I never used it before. Like what people are doing from the early days is they're going to the mental gym and training their heads to be stronger and more condensed, more structured, more edgy, more limited. I get it. This is how it is. You know how much stiffness the gym guys have, You can even see the veins like of the nerves, like. So That's literally the mental stamina. And your nerves are very nerved. They're very tensed and very stressed. So you did a good training to get your nerves totally stressed until you break down and you reach that point of that macho strength or breakdown, which is called a mental breakdown, psychological breakdown, when your nerves can't take it anymore. So this is the mental stamina which the Western world is developing very good, very good. It's called being smart, it's measuring the IQ, it's being the smartest and the most intelligent and the most successful, no matter how many evil things you have to do to become successful, but you have to make it, that's the way. That's some tough programming there. There's some tough stuff. Well, in reality, things are very different. One only needs to experience to be burnt out to realize that. And particularly business people, they're really good at burning out. And then suddenly life hits them, can't manage things like that anymore. So they realize very quickly their limitations of their current mental, psychological, and conscious state. So then we have, after this good training of mental stamina, then we have to do a lot of untraining. The more you do training, the more we have to do untraining, which is what we call deconditioning. Getting rid of those programs, habits, patterns, limited belief systems, because they're blocking your inner being. They're blocking your brightness, your freedom, your consciousness. So the access to the full consciousness is only in the now. By that I mean literally only in the now. It's yet again not some kind of idea of now, like let me think about it. No. It's this moment. It's here. It's alive. Only this is alive. When tomorrow comes, it will be the next moment of now of tomorrow. It will be alive again. It will be now again. So things are real only here. That's the beauty of it, and that's where we can catch the mind. Because the mind is very bad at being in the now. The mind is brilliant at being not in the now. The mind, it's a whole wonderland in your head, You want to travel to the past? Think about it. You will literally be there. You want to travel to the future? Think about it. You can get lost in your future for the whole hour and sit on the chair and postulate about it. So your mind is a time traveler. So your mind is very good at being not in the now. But luckily, there is something inside you telling that there is a problem, that it's not supposed to be like that. So something within you, it tells you that that's not it. This mental mechanism is not the real satisfaction. It's not happiness. It's not love. You experience happiness when your mind suddenly disappears, and you're happy in the moment. You experience peace when your mind disappears into the lake of stillness. And then that's when peace comes back. It resurfaces. It's always here, but not seen, because your focus is on something else. So the access point to the full consciousness is in the now. Full consciousness is, by the way, very normal. But by that I mean like really normal and unconditioned. It has nothing to do with understanding or mind, because full consciousness feels home. You don't need to look for anything anymore. You don't need to search, and there is no inner bugs bugging you all the time inside. So the antivirus took care of it. So in the full consciousness you feel at home, you feel at rest. There's no more something wrong, something missing. Have to look for something, or unfulfilling, or not giving you peace, the inner conflict, the inner conversations, the inner debates, the inner politics. You know, it's a lot of things are happening inside one's head if we look at it a bit deeper. So full consciousness is home. It's supposed to be very natural. In some traditions it's called sahaja, which means natural state. It is not about extraordinary experiences, if you're looking for them. You may experience, of course, but they're what I call side effects of the way to the full consciousness. So it's not about extraordinary experiences, it's not about visions, it's not about out-of-body experiences, it's not about traveling somewhere. Full consciousness is here, it's home. Boundless, free, normal, natural. And it's not the kind of freedom that you are completely ungrounded and you lose yourself totally. No, that's not the kind of freedom. The full consciousness is simply means no restriction within you. And that is the real freedom. There is no restrictions. Nothing is condensed, contracted, twisted, limited, blocked. And you're simply resting very naturally here, in this bright emptiness. At the same time, there are no fears, because if you start thinking about emptiness too much, fears may come up. So fears are simply because of ignorance of the truth, or simply because of unknownness. Fear is simple effect of unknownness, which is not yet known. Not yet familiar, not yet known. So essentially in full consciousness there are no fears, because everything is known. It's very restful, very relaxing, very, very natural. So to understand what it is, we generally need to understand what it is not, because everybody has so many ideas of what it's supposed to be, and everybody mystifies it so much, and there is so much confusion, and it seems out of reach, which makes it much worse. And some teachers do portray it out of reach, like I got it, and you'll get it in the next lifetime. No. It's meant to be discovered here. It is within reach because it's here, and you simply have to remove what is limiting you. So that is very direct. To remove what is limiting you. to realize that it's all here already. I could say that allness is here already. But you can't grasp it with your mind because it's not about understanding the allness. It's just seeing, realizing that, oh yes, allness is already here.